moment. His infrastructure currently looking along the lines of just these two barracks and this starport, and there's the Raven to follow that one up.
Yeah, he scanned right in the center and saw nothing, but at the same time, seeing nothing means that the factory is somewhere, and obviously, if it's not in the center, it's on the side, which put 2 and 2 together means that there is a Banshee coming. So without scouting it, he knows the Raven's coming. The Viking is just going to scout around for it at the south side, and then a Marine is spotting at the north side of his natural expansion. So Taeja's going to see this, and he's going to be well equipped. He has energy to scan as well, so this is no surprise for Taeja. He's well ready to accept the Banshee.
Yeah, interestingly, Jinro is already preparing for the transition out of this. He started building Blue Flame a while ago and is adding on 2 more of those factories just to go for a straight-up mech play against his opponent, who is far more likely, of course, just to go with a Marine tank kind of build. +1 also coming up for Taeja. Jinro's going to get out of there very smartly for the moment, but he needs to be careful. That Raven is there. He now knows about it, so now it's time to get out of there, but he should be able to outrun the Raven and then go to safety.
And the second Banshee is at the north side, so Jinro's going to try and swing to the south, to the main base, bring the Raven and Viking with it, then come on the natural and try to do more damage. But Marines are waiting, scans are available, and actually, as I say that, he cools down the mules, but still 1 scan is remaining, and extra Vikings are out now, so he's fully ready for this. The problem is, though, that, as you said, he's gone into mech behind this, but he's got an economic disadvantage. As you can see clearly in the supply, that Taeja is quite far ahead, and Jinro is up against it, man. From the start of the pre-game into the game, he's up against it.
Yeah, I just hopefully he's not mentally up against it, really, and that's what worries me the most, is that he is quite capable of pulling off wins against the best Koreans, but he must just get his mind in order. He must put that away and just play the best that he possibly can. Sniping away on Marines just over and over again. A couple of Hellions managed to sneak in, but take a lot of damage in the process, and nothing really ends up happening as a result.
0 SCVs have been killed by this Cloak Banshee opening from Jinro. The Banshee, the #1 Banshee that went down to the main, was picked off by the Vikings and Raven. And now Jinro is sitting on these 2 bases like, it didn't really work. And now he's got a Blue Flame Hellions out. But the problem is, he's playing against a bio player and who has got a command center down at 50% already. And as we saw earlier today when we saw Puma play against Cass, is that when you've got a commanding lead and you don't drop the ball at any point when you're going for gasless expansions such as Taeja, you just have more units, you have more presence, you have the map control, the ability to expand to double engineering bay, which we're seeing as well in the production tab. And Slayer's Taeja on this map is just going to set up multiple flanking areas, but remember the key that Puma did and to crawl back into that game was always the Blue Flame Hellions.
Yep.
If they get into a mineral line, that could be game-changing instantly. So all that lack of harassment from Jinro early on, instantly changed, instantly turned around.
Taeja going to a phantom third base that isn't actually there at the moment, and he's probably quite surprised by that, considering the amount of expanding Jinro tends to do, and finds nothing. He can come around the side, though, and potentially do some damage. Oh, wow. He gets the scan, and his force is moving out of position. This could be massive, and he's going right for that mineral line.
Oh, yeah, man. He's going to be able to do so much damage. He kills 1 tank. He's going to get a second one. He's going to get even more. 2 tanks, 3 tanks, SCVs.
Almost pretty much worth it just for those 3 tanks, honestly. But yeah, he does kill a few SCVs in the process. Taeja's on 64 SCVs. He's not letting up at all. 10 workers have been killed in total. Jinro now moving a lot of SCVs off the line just to... Is he just going to go for it with these SCVs?
He's just repairing and then...
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a lot of those SCVs to repair. I don't think you really afford to pull that many SCVs off the line here.
Well, actually on auto repair, so they're going with this too, and there's a lot of Hellions. I mean, though still, Slayer's Taeja about to be at 1-1 in terms of upgrades here, and he has a lot of Marauders, and he traded, or didn't want to trade, of course, but he traded their bio for like 3 tanks. Easy, super good trade there for Taeja, and now there's only 3 compared to 6 tanks, which makes this push so weak compared to what it could have been.
Yep. Air superiority actually slightly in the favor of Jinro here, just trying to work his way through those point defense drones, taking a little bit of time to do so. He's got a Raven of his own with a point defense drone of its own, but the energy is gone, and here comes the big engagement, and there's not enough SCVs there to do a damn thing against that amount of firepower. But the question is, can the tanks start to chew their way through this army quick enough? Significant damage inflicted here by Jinro, but Taeja's able to throw that back, and if we look at the loss, there's the GG.